The Industrial Court today orders the striking National Association of Resident Doctors (NARD) to suspend its ongoing nationwide strike action, so the federal government told us. And tonight we engage candidates running for the governor in Anambra State. Their manifestos and agenda comes under focus. Hello everyone and welcome to Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimaloye in Lagos. Let's tell you that the Senate President Ahmed Lawan met with President Buhari today at the presidential villa, and when he was done with the meeting with the president, he came out and speaking with journalists, he denied reports that members of the National Assembly were bribed to the tune of $10 million to pass the 3% allocation to host communities in the Petroleum Industry Act, while highlighting the danger that accrues to such slander. The President of the Senate reminded everyone that he has had cause to sue some persons who perpetrated such act 3 months ago and is asking Nigerians to speak the truth. He was reacting to recent reports accusing the two leaders of the National Assembly of receiving bribe in dollars to pass the bill.
Recently, somebody said $10 million was given to the Speaker and the Senate President to give to members of the National Assembly to pass 3%, what do you call it? 3% House Development Fund. That is funny, but also very serious. I really want to take this opportunity to take exceptions to those kind of unwarranted, unprovable, false and fake information being fed to the Nigerian public. And the danger people will face with this is you cause unnecessary damage to the reputation of people. I had an occasion to take someone to court because of this kind of thing previously, about 3 months ago, but Nigerians are better judges than anybody else. So the freedom of expression is there, probably more than anywhere in the world.
Let's also tell you that the Abuja division of the National Industrial Court has ordered the National Association of Resident Doctors to suspend its ongoing nationwide strike. The Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment said, according to their statement released by the spokesperson Charles Akpan, the court presided by Justice John Tagama gave the order on Monday afternoon. This followed an ex-parte motion filed on Friday last week by the Federal Ministry of Health, seeking an order of interlocutory injunction restraining members of NARD from further continuing in the industrial action pending the determination of the substantive suit. And the presiding judge gave the order today. Let's tell you, the pastor of the Citadel Global Church and the running mate of President Buhari in the 2011 presidential election, Pastor Tunde Bakare, has been speaking exclusively to Channels Television on the state of the nation. Pastor Bakare, who in some parts of his previous sermons spoke about his relationship with President Buhari and the state as it affects the state of the nation. Pastor Bakare is sharing his views on some critical areas bordering on the fragile state of the country, and of course, whether or not he will be running for president in 2023. It does look like you and some of your friends helped the APC in whatever manner in which you did, and you had a trust in the person of President Buhari, for example. Is that trust still there as we speak?
Well, the Bible says we should not trust the arms of flesh or put our trust in princes. The only person you can trust absolutely is God Almighty, because the arms of flesh will fail. The best of men are still men at the very best. From his own utterance, especially when he granted the last interview, the few occasions he had spoken to this nation, he himself was overwhelmed by the things happening. And so a tree does not make a forest, and if I were in his shoes, and I'm not the president, and I'm not suggesting anything or trying to, flight a kite there, I will try other things. If what I've been doing does not work, maybe it's another time to look for those who can really deliver instead of this doldrum. We have been going around about this mountain for 8 years. Something needs to be done if he's mindful of his legacy, and that's been my cry, that's all. If there's going to be an outstanding, enduring legacy that cannot easily be erased or rubbished, some things need to be done very, very soon. So whatever it is, they must sit down and put on their thinking cap and say, look, we cannot let it continue this way. A mighty army is about to rise from the valley of dry bones. If you have ever read Ezekiel 37, the hopeless are going to get up and they're going to rise and demand for what is right. And God is going to look for the best of the north and the best of the south, according to Ezekiel 37, to come and steer the affairs of this nation. This boat must not sink.
Would you be running for president?
I'm a free citizen. I can run for anything. When that time comes, the whole world will know. I'm a free citizen. Nothing stops me, nothing debars me. There's nothing that can say, oh, you can't run for this, you can't run for that. And I respect other people's right also to rise and run. Right now, that's not my immediate focus. My immediate focus is if there's no nation to preside over, so what are you running except you want to run out of the country?
The preparedness of mind is what I'm asking here. Whether or not Pastor Tunde Bakare might throw his hat in the ring in 2023. Is there a possibility of that?
You can see my head, that there's no heart there today to throw into any ring. I'm wearing my head straight and I'm focused on what I'm doing. But guess what? Whether as Pastor Tunde Bakare or as President Tunde Bakare, the initials will still remain PTB.
That's just a portion, a little portion of that special interview with Pastor Tunde Bakare. Catch the full length of that interview later tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. right here on Channels Television, and later on tomorrow you will also be able to catch it at 11 p.m. the exclusive interview with Pastor Tunde Bakare. He spoke about his relationship with President Buhari, the state of the nation, the planned movement. Get to hear all of that right here on Channels Television. So tonight, our attention is on the Anambra governorship race, which is slated for the 6th of November 2021. We shall be speaking with some of the candidates who have thrown their hearts in the ring. The incumbent governor, Willie Obiano, would have spent a 2-term of an over 15 political parties with their candidates are jostling for that seat, the #1 seat in Anambra State. Why is it very crucial for someone, either from APGA and any other of the political parties, to take over the job of Governor Willie Obiano? We'll find out from the 3 candidates that will be speaking with us right here on the program tonight. Let me first and foremost bring in from Awka. Joining us is the candidate of Accord Party, Godwin Maduka. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. First and foremost, let me begin by asking you, I know very much that you are a member of the PDP, but now you have the ticket of Accord Party. Why did you leave the PDP?
Well, I left PDP because we had a primary. I was supposed to win the nomination from the ad hoc and statutory delegates, and who I've been campaigning to. Towards the end, closer to the primary or nomination day, PDP decided to change from the usual and customary way of election and decided to go into selection. From up to 4,000 delegates that we had, they changed it to 200 super delegates. Whatever they mean by super delegate, I do not know, which resulted for them to select who they wanted. Why did we call this election? Because they changed it 3 times. The list of the people that are supposed to vote. And when I realized that I'm not going to, that I won't be able to get to the destination, I have to decamp from PDP and got into Accord. And with that, I plan on winning the governor of Anambra State.
So this is a race by force and by fire.
That's right, because I decided to come back here to run for the governor of Anambra State, because this is what the problem has been in Anambra. They go and select somebody who doesn't have any idea of governance or how to deal with the human beings or the population. And that's why the state is in such a bad shape. I, for one, I have been in philanthropy for almost 30 years. I have developed my area and my town, and decided that I can't just wait here and see something go wrong for the statewide, and decided that I have to get into governance and also carry on with my philanthropy so that we can change Anambra and bring it to the level it should be.
So, I mean, the reason why I ask that, I mean, I should think that this is supposed to be about service. But leaving the PDP, for those who have criticized the behaviors of politicians for wanting to jump from one political party for the lack of ideologies and moving from another political party, hoping to get into an office at all costs. So, being a governor of Anambra State for you is a must, isn't it?
No, you see, if we say it's a must, it would be like it's a personal thing. I decided to run for the governorship to serve the people of Anambra State. You understand? The people that are involved in selecting the governors for the past how many years now haven't done it right. They will choose whoever they want to. It's almost as some of them want to continue governance through somebody else. I have so much ideas that I don't want to go to waste.
Who are these people that you're referring to? When you say they select, who are the they that you're referring to here?
Well, they know themselves. I'm not here to call names, but if you actually look into Anambra State, you realize that most people are being selected. And so nobody should come and bash them or say something bad about them when they cannot perform. Okay? So, and they've done it now, especially in PDP, and it's not working out. In APOGA, it's not working out. In APC, it's not working out. So you find out that people that can actually do something about the government of Anambra and help the populace are not being allowed to be elected by the population, by the people of Anambra.
When you are saying some people are selecting, it will look like you are just making these claims and there is no clarity to it. For the people that you are seeking their votes, if you are hoping, like they are describing, that you want to take them out of those who are in the business of selecting, they should know the people that you are talking about. Who are this set of people? Are they from Anambra State or outside of Anambra State? Don't they have names?
Well, let me say something. The people in Anambra, you can check it out, and I'm making that claim, and it's right. They have very qualified people that can actually do something for the state. But the good thing this year is that people of Anambra are calling for somebody like me, who have antecedent, who have done more than any person trying to run for the governorship. You understand? Because they have seen me build my city and named it, and I built my city to look like a state. And I told Anambra people I'll build Anambra to look like a country. So people of Anambra are calling for me. You can do the poll and realize it doesn't really matter which party I join now. They will vote for me. I have joined the Accord party. And I have every intention of emerging as the governor of Anambra State, because the people of this state are giving me the hope. They know what I have done. both overseas and especially here in Anambra State. They know I'm the most capable hand. They know that from everything I've done, they have evidence of what I'm going to do. So those people that want to be in a party and select whoever they want because it fits their ideology, but I believe that what I have on ground is better than anybody that running for the governor of Anambra State.
So, I mean, beyond you talking about who you are a medical doctor as much as I know. Beyond what you said you're a philanthropist. You have built your town in Anambra State, and you want to build Anambra State. Are you doing that with your own personal money, or how do you hope to do that?
You see, thank you for that question. Everything I've done so far has been my personal money. I have been doing it for 30 years. It wasn't just my community that I have touched. I have touched everywhere in Anambra State. Now, I will continue to do my philanthropy, even as a governor. So I haven't used any government money to do what I have done, which runs into millions of dollars over the past 30 years. That's why they call me Mr. Evidence in Anambra State. Can you imagine what I'm going to do when I can lay my hand on the government money? I will make sure that Anambra is bring to the level that will never be seen again, that had never been seen before. So I have so many things to do. For example, in the medical tourism, I'm building the tallest medical research in Africa, which can boast of research, oncology, cardiovascular diseases, all kinds of training, so that people don't have to go to India and go to America or UK. I plan to revise the educational system. There's no reason for anybody to pay for elementary and secondary education in Anambra State. And I plan to build 21 campuses across 21 local governments so that people can get to the education, because that's the key. I plan on having women and youth empowerment. I plan on having religious tolerance. I plan on bringing ICT here so that people can actually learn the new technology.
So let me ask you a specific question now.
Thank you.
If you're saying you want to be governor of Anambra State, first and foremost, in the area of economy, what would you say is the biggest problem of Anambra in terms of the economy?
Well, the biggest problem in terms of economy is knowing how to use our resources very well. Now, I can tell you now that there is some kind of mismanagement. There are some places that need to be done, things that need to be done that are not being done well. Well, you know, in terms of road, we can't have somebody building road for us, and after a year, it will be useless, and people can't get in. If you don't have a motorable road, how are you going to improve the economy? You understand? That's one thing that we needed to do to boost our economy. Our internal generated revenue should be managed. There should be an oversight for that internal generated revenue from the biggest markets we have in this state. Nnewi, Onitsha, Ekwulobia, and Umunje. Those are being mismanaged. Now, when you think about boosting agriculture, we should be able to give these people grants and loans so that they can be able to feed themselves, and whatever is left, the government should use it to help the people that cannot feed themselves. So when you're talking about the economy, you also have to have efficient education. You understand? If it's not something that will happen overnight, no, you have to build a foundation for the economy of Anambra State, because we have a lot to boast of. Anambra have more billionaires than any other state per capita. We should encourage them to come down here and invest. They can invest anywhere in Nigeria or in the world, but they should also be investing. Now, I can guarantee if anybody have invested as much as I have in Anambra State, we would be boosting our economy. Okay.
All right. So let me perhaps, I mean, you're saying all of these, but a very critical question would be how you hope to win the election. you are a candidate now of the Accord Party. The platform is as critical as also the candidate itself. So, with your platform, has Accord Party won anything in Anambra State? And how do you hope that you're going to win an election? Is your party that popular on the ground in Anambra State? Or you think that your candidacy alone is enough to win the election?
Yes, thank you. Well, you know, one thing that PDP did for me is that they actually made me popular. You understand? And most of the delegates, both ad hoc and the statutory, were able to, they liked me a lot. And up to now, they're still calling for me. Now, the people that are going to vote me into the governorship are from Apuga. A lot of them are decamping already to Accord. They are from PDP. A lot of them are, even the people that are managing my campaign now, most of them are from PDP party. People are leaving that place because of the ideology they're putting forward, which is not going to help in Anambra State. And people are coming from APC. Now, Accord is the party that I'm using, and they seem to be together. At this point, there's no much disarray in Accord. So if we continue as we're going, most of my vote will come from these three major parties.
All right. So before I let you go, Mr. Maduka, I'm wondering how you edged out everyone in Accord Party, and you came overnight and you got the ticket. How did you do that? I mean, because the question, the reason I'm asking is that some of your friends who were surprised at how you left the PDP said you simply went to the Accord Party and you bought the ticket. Those are the accusations and allegations against you when you went to Accord Party. How did you get a ticket in Accord Party?
Yeah, Accord Party came for me. I'm still a beautiful bride in Anambra State. They came for me and wanted me to come and carry the party ahead. You know, among all the candidates, I'm the one that have done the most notable thing in our state.
All right, so I probably will just leave it at that. This is the beginning of the conversation on this as we're engaging three candidates tonight. Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin Maduka, candidate of the Accord Party. Thank you so much indeed, and I wish you the very best in the race. Let me now, appreciate it. Let me go to Abuja studio. I'm being joined by the candidate of the Young Progressive Party, a sitting senator, Senator Ifeanyi Uba. Thank you so much, distinguished senator. And the last time when you ran for governor, it was in another party. This time you are in the YPP. You've been in the PDP. We've seen you in. This is not your first. This is not your second political party. Why do you think things might be different for you in the YPP?
Well, I found my faith in YPP, and first I want to thank everyone. I want to thank my the viewers and my friends. And thank you for having me tonight. The most important thing is our ability to serve our people. YPP is the party for the next generation, and that is where everyone is switching into. You know how fiercely the contest for the senatorial election was in 2019, and we had a bandwagon effect on from PDP in the north, in the central, but in the south, which is the most critical zone in Anambra. We have it with YPP, so we have one district to ourselves, and then the election is an easy one for us in YPP.
You are the, perhaps, out of, apart from the election in Lagos State, you are perhaps the only person I know that is holding any elective office in YPP. Is your YPP popular on the ground in Anambra State, considering the history of elections in this country and how political parties thrive in certain regions, except for some political parties who have shown that they're a more national political party? The last time you ran for election, you won only in one local government. That is your own local government area. What has changed from the last time that you ran for this office and now?
So that was 2013. That was my first missionary journey. But things has gradually moved on, and we took this very serious because we want to change the fate of our people. We want to change. We want to bring about a robust, all-inclusive governance in Anambra State. So looking at how we have moved from 2013 to this very strong astronomical success in terms of growth. So the question is, Ifeanyi Ubah, YPP, and then we have one senatorial district to ourselves, and I'm the most elective personality in the contest, and have done things that no one has ever done in the history of Anambra State, and not only to my constituency, but to even the politicians. So I don't want to boast my ego. I think we have to go to the field and look at what's going to happen. The campaign will testify the might of every candidate. So for me, it's an easy one.
Are you using the same template? Because when you ran in 2013, I had an interview with you when you told me that you hoisted your party and your candidate offices in every ward. Are you doing the same thing? Are you using the same template? As you said, in your first missionary journey. Is your second missionary journey a different template?
So let me tell you something that happened in 2013 for the first time. There was a coup d'etat on me, and maybe because of my inexperience, there was a coup d'etat on me. All our agents were taken from our party members and was given to the opposition party. So I was left with only my local government. Then our reverend leader, Dim Odumegwu, was still alive. In Nnewi, where he comes from, I got 18,000 votes. PDP got, APGA got 4,000, PDP got 3,000. And that was the only local government that was given to me by those that hacked the coup. So for me,
so you didn't win your local government. It was given to you at that time. Is that what you're saying? It was handed to you.
I said I won. I won. I said I won.
No, you just said that it was given to you.
You know, if you want to take it that way, I mean, if it's given to me, it's politics. Let them give it to me. The most important thing is the result that comes. You know, people know their son. I'm from Nnewi, and they know what I stand for in Nnewi. So, in 2013, I got 18,000 votes in Nnewi. APGA, the ruling party then, got 4,000. It's on record. And the PDP got 3,000. That is the only local government I performed very well. On the other local government, it was hacked. I don't want to remember that experience. But things has moved on. I need you to consider the fact that I am the only Nigerian that has elevated to the point of being a senator. And I remain with the same party. And then if I remain with the same party, YPP, then there is something that has encouraged me to remain with YPP. And I bet you are going to see a different ball game by the grace of God come 6th November.
Your local government is not a state. It's at best at the moment a local government. And you will not be a governor of Nnewi. Hold on, Senator. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, and the question I'm going to ask you after the break, probably to prepare your mind towards it, is that you're not going to be the governor of Nnewi. You're probably going to be the governor of Anambra State, should your people vote for you. So beyond Nnewi, how do you hope to win the election? Prepare for that answer when we come back from this break. Stay with us, everyone. After the conversation with Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, there is one more candidate, perhaps the youngest of them all, will be speaking for us after we come back from this break, everyone. Join us again. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us right here on the program. We are focused being on Anambra governorship race. We had a conversation with Godwin Maduka, the candidate of Accord Party, and we've been speaking with Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, a sitting senator, who has conquered his senatorial district, but is not satisfied. He wants to conquer the 3 senatorial districts by being the governor of Anambra State. And we're asking him just how he hopes to do that. And that was a question I was asking you. You are confident about your local government area, but in all of the almost 20 local government areas in Anambra State, and Nnewi is just one. How do you hope to win all of the local government areas and become the governor of Anambra State?
So it's like you like Nnewi. Maybe we are going to give you a chieftaincy title in Nnewi. Nnewi is not my only local government area. I am representing the good people of Anambra South Senatorial District. And then during the contest of 2019 senatorial election, I won 5 local governments. So looking at the history, it's not just about Nnewi, it's about, it's not even about my senatorial district, you know. We are taking the game to the central and the north. And we have a formidable structure. I am the only candidate that have about 7 structure in every ward. We just finished our electronic biometric registration in every ward in Anambra State with over 326 brand new laptop computers, and gadgets, different gadgets that we use in registering our members. So we are in every ward, and then I'm the very first politician or candidate in the state that has toured 21 local governments in 10 days. So if you look at the record, I am the most formidable candidate in this election. I am not, I don't like to boast my ego. I like to be practical, and then I see things as it occurs in the field of game. Touring 21 local governments in 10 days, it's something no one has ever done. No candidate has ever gone to 21 local governments within that period of time. You know, sometimes you visit 3 local governments and you can see, seas of heads and members. So the party is very formidable in Anambra State. The structure is very formidable in Anambra State. The name resonates in every house in Anambra State and in every conscience of every person that wants a new Anambra. So it's election that will be very, very easy. Though I like to also be seen as an underdog, but we will pull a surprise, very serious surprise. And knowing very well my antecedents, my sense of mobilization, and then my character in the game of this politics, I'm not just a newcomer.
I'll go into, you said something earlier. You said you've done things for your people. You're speaking like Mr. Madukas, who spoke, who referred to himself as a philanthropist. Can you also be referred to as a philanthropist?
So I am not in the studio to boast my ego in things I have done for humanity. But if you go to Anambra State today, no politician, practicing or people being in this political race or candidate that have done what I have done. I'm not talking about, my community. I'm talking about in beyond even Anambra State. So I don't want to, boast my ego, but you start seeing things are happening.
Can you give me an example? You said that you don't want to boast, but what have you done? The question is, example of what you have done, if indeed you have done anything for your people.
So I don't want to, there are so much I can't even number them. So I have my manifesto, and I'm sure probably the only candidate that have a manifesto, so a working manifesto. So you can Google, and then you have my manifesto. Go and look into my manifesto and see things I have done. I have ready-made manifesto, understanding what Anambra people need and how to marshal.
Okay, so I was not talking about the manifesto just yet. You spoke earlier like you are a philanthropist, and I'm asking whether or not you are one. But since you don't want to talk about it, let's move into your competence. Then we'll go into your manifesto briefly. There are people who have challenged you in terms of your education history and your competence. And recently, you were reacting to the candidate of ABGA about your education background when there are talks of whether or not a WAEC certificate holder should govern Anambra State. Do you have something beyond WAEC? Because you've spoken in that light. Can you tell Anambra State people whether or not, education-wise, you are fit enough to be Anambra governor?
So they called to apologize and said they were not referring to me because they know that it's not even about certificate. I am a degree holder. Just graduated from Bayes University, Abuja, a law degree holder, 2.2 LLB. And then I don't want to. I decided to speak the minds of everybody because almost most of the candidates submitted the requisite, the basic requirement of from INEC. So it shouldn't be, and then we want people. We don't want this campaign to be. We want it to be issue-based, not trying to run people down. So I'm speaking the mind of so many people because if you look at the list, from INEC, most people submitted the basic requirements, not just me. Okay, and then that is why I took up the challenge, and it shouldn't be running people down, and then it should be issue based, and people should watch what they say. I'm not in this. The most important thing is what comes out on that 6th of November, and how we relate to people, how we campaign, not just campaign trying to run people down, and that is not that is not acceptable to me.
So you have a degree now from what you have said, and that you're competent enough education-wise to run for governor.
So many of them coming. It's not easy, but life is about challenge. John F. William might start with a step. So we are here. To God be the glory. At least you can't use that against me today. I'm better than so many people today. And it's not going to end at that point. We are moving forward. So the most important thing is your understanding about the needs of the state, the basic needs of the state, how we can change, you can run a state that you have a political party that has been in that state for 16 years and no single, employment. Look at our youth. There is no single employment, that or single structure that you develop that will, checkmate the excesses of unemployment in our state. These are practical things that are visible before everybody. Go and look at the roads, the deplorable state of our roads and amenities in Anambra State. So when you see a political party that is hyping the might of only putting up one single project in 7 years, then you know that we are in a big one, And these are things that also brings about debate. It brings about, let's review the past. And then you see certain candidates, they say they want to continuity. So if you are continuing in a process or in a political party that has not cared about the people of our states, why will the people support you? Why would they vote you in?
Before I allow you to go, Senator, before I allow you to go, because I see I have one of the candidates left on the program tonight, it's on record that you are a son of teachers. It's embedded in your manifesto as much, and you have said that you will inspire economic and political transformation of your people. That's one of the things that you have said. But in all of this, if you have 1 minute to sell yourself and your manifesto for your people, which I'm going to ask for now, because you have just 60 seconds, what would that be? Out of all your manifesto, the pages of your manifesto, if you have 1 minute to sell yourself in your manifesto, in 1 minute, what would that be?
Shehu, for the first time, we want to elect we set up the local government election, which we have not had. We want to set up a commercially inclined governance, and we want to partner with our people in diaspora. Just take these three, and we are good to go. Commercially inclined governance, fully democratically elected local government structure, and then diaspora, and then we will partner with our people in diaspora. That's it for me.
I wish you the very best, Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, candidate of the YPP in the Anambra governorship race. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you very much.
Let's take on yet another candidate. This time, the candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Obiora Agbasimalo. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much, Shehu.
Yeah.
How are you?
Let me begin with you on the reason why you want to be governor. You're a young man, like you said to me, before we get on into the studio. Perhaps you are the youngest from flipping through the candidates who are running for the race. Why do you think you want to become governor of Anambra State?
Thank you very much, Shehu. Anambra is ripe for a new lease of life. Anambra deserves a new way of doing things. The old ways won't cut it anymore. And this era of not too young to run, there is now an opportunity for people like me, 35 years and above, to run for governorship. So I'm throwing the gauntlet, putting my hat in the ring. I'm going to go in there and show that the youth can actually run the affairs of the states. Experienced politicians have done their parts, and then I'll ask, what did they do with it? This past administration has done their part. Of course, they have a lot of their misdeeds. We learn from their mistakes and their lessons, and we come up with our own ideas and move forward. Anambra is the light of the nation, but it has to live up to that name. I believe I can do that.
What have you done for yourself that you think you deserve to take that success to your state? Can you boast of anything that you have done in your private life, or I mean, as a private person, that you think that you need to go to the public space and do that? Is there anything to show for it?
Thank you very much. First of all, I'll say that I have 15 years banking experience, and where I rose to managerial levels. And then, accountability is a major concept of mine that I carry along with me with leadership. And of course, I'm also the present president of the Ogandioga Foundation, which has also birthed the Ogandioga Solidarity Movement.
What is that about?
It's basically, the foundation is basically philanthropy, mainly. Okay.
There's a lot of philanthropists in Anambra State.
There are a lot.
So is it that every rich man in Anambra State is a philanthropist?
Well,
or how does that work? Because trying to find out about Anambra State, it does look like your state has a very huge GDP, perhaps the fourth or the fifth in Nigeria amongst the states, considering that you have list of millionaires and billionaires coming from Anambra State. So you are into philanthropy too?
Yes.
Just like Mr. Maduka?
Yes. I'm not the founder, but I'm the president I'm president at the moment. And through it, we have engineered processes, and then we have reached out to the masses as much as possible. Even during the time of COVID, during the lockdown, we came up even before government's intervention to offer palliatives to as many in every local government in the states. Over 14,000 bags of rice were delivered. Provisions that would make life better for the common man were offered just to alleviate their pains.
Was it because you knew that you were running for office?
No way. No way. Even before COVID, we had already started. We started this movement basically about 2-3 years ago, with personal funds. So personally, that's it. So it's accountability with leadership, and then philanthropy, reaching out to everyone.
So you think that the almost 3 million population of Anambra State and their fate can be handed over to you, not only because you're young, but also because you think that you have been proven in being able to achieve success in administering resources that have been handed over to you in the past?
If you cannot administer, if you cannot successfully administer on the small projects, who would commit the big projects to you? So someone who will be accountable and present himself to be scored, given a scorecard, who should be able to I know, and take lessons from all, should be able to run the states, should be able to, learn his lessons and move on and run the states. Okay, if you call me a greenhorn right now, I would say, what did the black horn, the red horn, the yellow horn do? What have they done with their resources? Are they using the media to glorify uncompleted projects such as the Oka Convention Center and uncompleted airports, and things like that. So,
you think the airport is not completed?
Well, is it running? Is it up and running?
Well, it was launched in full.
It was commissioned, but they are still taking people to come and look at it and show people this and that here and there. It's not running. So
So what would be your own approach into handling such a thing? Should you be elected governor?
Well, you finish the project first, test run some flights, and then you will launch it. That's what I'll do.
As an accountant, do you think that project is economically viable?
Well, yeah, it's something the state needs, considering the fact that if you want to get to Anambra right now, you could go through Asaba, but the head bridge, can be problematic and unpredictable traffic. So if you get to Asaba, you could spend 4 or 5 hours just to get into Onitsha at times. So if you're able to land in Anambra directly, you'll be able to do one.
So you think that the people of Anambra deserve a commercial airport, not a cargo airport, because it's supposed to serve as a cargo airport.
And the passenger airport as well too.
So what do you think your people need? I mean, knowing full well that Onitsha and Nnewi, these are commercial hubs.
Yes.
Do the Anambra people deserve an airport now? And I'm asking, from your own experience as a professional, is it economically viable?
I believe so. I believe they deserve an airport because, but first of all, a lot of infrastructure has to be put in place, especially with regard to, as in the exports, export capacity of the state. The present government is exporting vegetables and yam right now through the usual channels. A cargo airport would help, make that easily seamless, move those products here and there, all over the state, all over the country, and all outside the country as well too. So it's somehow in a way
you have that captured in your manifesto. How you hope to economically alleviate the sufferings of your people? Well,
what I will do with Anambra's IGR is about 28 billion for 2020 rather. They're about the 10th, if you include all the states above it, including the FCT, they're about 10th on the list. And if you look at Lagos, Lagos is about the highest with 418 billion. And out of Lagos's IGR, the bulk of it came from, the pay-as-you-earn, LSIRS. So that means that it is the private, and it's not the government that pays, the private sector pays more taxes than the government, than government staff, in Lagos State. So it's the private sector that is boosting the economy of Lagos State. Anambra State is one of the most industrial states in the country, maybe after Lagos and Ogun State, they have industries here and there. Are we tapping the personal income tax revenue, the benefits of the state? We will do that by building more industries, cottage industries, and putting them
as a government.
Yes.
If you become governor,
as a government,
you will build industry.
Yeah, we'll encourage investors to come in.
Okay.
Right. Make the environment a bit more conducive for them to come in, so that they can establish these industries, either the cottage ones and the big ones.
How would you do that?
They would.
How would you encourage them?
Well, first of all, security is something that has to be dealt with. Security has to be improved on. What we will do is, first of all, let me just start with the foundation of the manifesto, okay? First of all, we are going to go grassroots-based local government administration. We are going to have democratically elected local government chairmen. So that means I'm saying that we are going to conduct local government elections in the shortest possible time if we are in.
What is the shortest possible? It could be 4 years. A short time could be 4 years. What timeline are you giving?
I'm not going to give a timeline, but it's going to be very brief.
Because Senator Ifeanyi also said that in the past, that one of the things that he wants to do is to conduct local government election. It's easier said than done.
It's easier said than done. I know.
So what timeline do you have?
Give or take 1 year.
That's when you do that.
Give or take 1 year, yes. Sir.
Why is it difficult to conduct local government elections in Anambra State?
Well, you know, it's. Oh, I don't know if it's. I don't know how well this present current administration has tried it. I'm not even sure they've attempted it at all. But it's not. You have the state INEC, the national INEC, with working hand in hand together with them.
The reason why I ask that question is because you are not the only candidate that is speaking about conducting local government elections.
But other states have done it.
No, that's why I'm asking that. Why is it difficult? Is there something special in Anambra State that makes it difficult to conduct local government election? That's why I'm asking. But to other areas, to make or to show the people of Anambra State your competence in wanting to run for the #1 seat in the state is also politics, because your platform is also very critical and very important. You're running on the platform of the Labour Party.
Yes.
Labour Party, from what I understand, they are somewhat to the left in ideology. Do you understand that ideology?
Labour Party stands for social democracy and justice. That's what they stand for.
That's ideology that tilts too much, somewhat to the left. Yeah.
Towards the people. If you say towards the people, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yes. I said, if you say towards the people, I agree with you. That's why our logo is a father, a mother, and a child. You know, our logo is not one of those ones that have one inanimate objects, you know, a broom or an umbrella or even an animal like a fowl, a chicken. You know, so we have passion for the people. We have no godfather as well too. I believe probably that's why maybe all those other big parties are having, you know, taking jabs at themselves and the judiciary.
So are you funding your campaign?
Well, it's not me alone. You know, I remember I told you about my foundation and my solidarity movement. We have other members, some relatives, and some other well-meaning people that I know.
So your friends are basically funding this?
And yes, of course, we are together in it.
Are you? I mean, because I know young people these days, when it comes to digital economy and crowdfunding and all of that, are you employing that too?
Of course, we are doing that.
You are using crypto too for your campaign funding?
No. Basically, it's just a GoFundMe. I don't know if I should, you know, it's a GoFundMe via Flutterwave, you know. And you can get more information on that on my website. That's just what we are doing. So Labour Party is it's an ideal party to go to. It's an ideal party to run on, and I believe that party can take, as in the party doesn't. It's sane, it's safe, no shambles, no fighting, you know, no infighting. So it's a safe plan. We conducted our primary. We were the first to conduct primaries on the 11th of June. We got my certificate of return. So things have been moving smoothly thus far. So Labour Party is a good party.
And how popular is that party in Anambra State for the Igbo man?
Well, Labour Party. Well, a lot of other candidates have run on that platform before, even one of them that you just previously finished interviewing here. So, one of them has become first runner-up before, and there's a federal house, someone in the Federal House of Reps right now, who got there on that platform but defected to, you know, another party. You know, is also vying for this position. So, Labour Party is, it's a strong, solid party. It's a party.
Are you in this to win?
I am in it to win.
Oh, you're just trying it out as a starter?
Yeah. Why do people keep asking me that question? A lot of people. Is it because I'm young? Is it because I'm fresh in the system? Why do people keep asking if I'm into it? Can I ask you? Can I?
No. I mean, I'm not used. I've not been asked question as a journalist. I've been the one asking the question. So perhaps it's a rhetorical question you need to think deeply about.
Okay.
Maybe the way people perceive you and your demeanor on you wanting to run. Are you telling people seriously that you really want to be governor?
I am not here just to boost my CV or to make up numbers. I am going to become the next governor of Anambra State come November 6 in 2021 when the elections take place.
Mr. Obiora Agbasimalo, thank you so much. Candidate of the Labour Party, I appreciate your time for coming tonight.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Well, that's our conversation tonight on the Anambra governorship race. You have an idea of at least 3 of those running. Keep it right here on Channels Television. We'll bring more of them right here so you have an understanding and be able to follow up what the race looks like. That's all from us, all of us here at Channels Television headquarters in Lagos. Don't forget, tomorrow at 9 a.m., Pastor Tunde Bakari's exclusive right here on Channels Television, and later at 11 p.m. tomorrow, you'll get to be able to watch all of that. His relationship with President Muhammadu Buhari, whether or not he's going to run for office in 2023. All of that in that exclusive. I'm Sean Akimbale. Bye-bye, everyone.